My name is Mitali Jain, and I run a new program called the South African Constitutional Literacy and Service Initiative, otherwise known as CLASSI for short. And we train law students currently from the University of Cape Town and the University of the Western Cape to teach constitutional literacy classes in high schools around Cape Town once per week as part of the life orientation curriculum. We have two mock problems, okay? So there are two different cases that we put together, and you're going to be split into half. Half of you will be focusing on one moot problem, the other half of you will be focusing on the other, okay? And by the end of the week, we're going to have you get up and actually present your case just like you're a real lawyer in front of a judge. Okay? ConCamp was our first attempt to bring together learners from the different classes that we teach around Cape Town and give them an intensive experience of working with the Constitution and life at university. So we brought them together for 1 week at UCT, and there were about 70 learners from 11 different schools around Cape Town. And the week was filled with a number of different workshops and activities related to the Constitution, as well as film screenings, discussions, moot court problems.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put rights all over in different places, and you're going to choose your favorite right, and you're going to tell us why that's your favorite right.
Well, I chose the right to education because without education you can do nothing.
I chose the right to life because without the right to life or to life, you can't get your education. There's no use for the housing because you're not alive to live in the house.
No one can succeed in life without this one. You can have your education, but without water and food, you cannot go anywhere.
Everyone has a right to use the language and to participate in the cultural life of their choice.
Today, the station made me realize how much I've forgotten French and how much that's bad, because what if one day I go back to Congo and they only speak French, just a little English, and I can't communicate with them.
My job at that camp is about looking at the rights of children. If you are between the ages of 12 and 16, that you can never consent to any sexual activity at all. If you do, you're breaking the law.
We as prosecutors, we apply the Act. What does the Act say? A person under the age of 12 cannot consent to sexual intercourse, cannot agree to it, cannot in any way engage in sexual activity. I prosecute those matters.
This is a film about 7 young people in and around the Cape. And it's really about the choices that they make in a difficult moment, and also how they feel about being like you, being young in South Africa.
People, foreigners like Somalis, they come to South Africa to find a refuge. Like, I don't think it's right to kill them like that. We say we're living in a free country, we've got democracy, and what's the point of Nelson Mandela fighting for our freedom, but we treating other people like that?
Ubuntu means I am because of what you are, and I think somehow we lost that.
I feel very angry at myself because I was also part of the mob that attacked the foreign nationals. I was just having fun with my friends, doing all sorts of stuff that badly hurt the foreign nationals. On that day, me and my friends had free drinks and sweets and chips and a lot of nice stuff. And I was not aware of the consequences of my actions. And I would like to say I'm sorry to everyone that I negatively impacted on that day.
Thank you. Thanks. That was very brave of you to speak so honestly here. I appreciate it.
Oh, for me to see that our family and the people in it is actually selfish, do not share, and children like us that were trying to actually fix stuff. And I try to tell whoever they are celebrating for being up with, because it takes a lot of honesty to own up to what you've done.
One day we took the learners to town where they were able to speak with an advocate at the High Court.
This is Advocate Butler, and we told you quite a bit about him, and he's now going to take the time to tell you a little bit about what he does, and we feel your questions.
You want to express yourself in your mother tongue, that is isiXhosa, isiZulu, Setswana, or any other language. Foreign language, Lingala, Swahili, French, Portuguese, all those languages. We have interpreters that we can supply to you.
The girls this morning who told me that they wanted to make sandwiches for the homeless. Can you put up your hand?
You're going to be hearing about admissions policies. If you're curious about possibly applying to university, this is going to be the session for you.
And most of you would be first-time generation considering university or UCT. So, without you knowing, you are sending a message to your brain. It won't happen to me. It won't happen. It won't happen. I must be extraordinary to do before, and guess what? You don't get it. So, what I'm encouraging you to do, defy those messages, and it can happen.
It's important that we remember what went on and all the sacrifices that young people made, people your age, at school, and what they gave up so that you could have this freedom. I'm going to name some names of people, and if you know, they put your hand up. Jay-Z, Ashley Creel, Coley Williams. Okay, now what? You notice that most of your hands were up for these people that are sold to us on television all the time, like the Paris Hiltons. The people I mentioned were young people who gave up their lives for our freedom, or from Cape Town. Coley, Ashley Creel, Robert Waterwich, and Anton Farms. These are all young people who died for freedom. And you don't know them, nah? Yes. That's kind of scary, nah? You must make the words that you speak real. I mean, you guys are doing, they didn't know the wood court, right? So you're going to have to make real, not only what you're saying, but your actions. You know, you must be convincing when you tell the judge,
Working on the mood problem.
It's a mock-up, it's not a real case, it's like a fake case that was just given to us to practice on.
Looking at our mood, it's about language. Girl, what to be taught in Xhosa. But she's unable, her desire is unable to be met because of school. The law, the policy of the school says it's a medium school, English medium school. So she signed to the school knowing that the school is the English medium school. So we have to, she's our advocate, so we have to support her. So, defend her rights.
Because she has the right to be taught in her mother tongue.
Anna and JP's privacy was infringed because they had sex. They were both 15 and they had sex, but Anna didn't feel comfortable enough, so she went to talk to a teacher. But then the teacher talked to the police, which was legal because Anna and JP were both under the age of 18. So now we are representing Anna and JP because their privacy was infringed. The teacher shouldn't have spoken to the police.
Sure, it's making you think a lot more than what you're supposed to. Like, really go in depth. You take whatever you see and then okay, now you see okay, that doesn't try and make them wrong in a way.
Yeah, because you was on the state and you have to back up the state
and
so
everything that is on here is against the state, so you have to try and change what that says.
I've enjoyed most of them that I kind of know most of the Constitution out of my head. And I know my rights. And I might sound a bit weird afterwards stating all the rights in the Constitution when I'm defending myself in arguments at school and wherever.
My favorite part of the program was that I got the opportunity to meet new friends and meet new people at UCT, and I'm looking forward to the next program like this.
Roughly 4 categories of do they know the facts, like the problem? Are they using authority, like the materials in the packet? How is the delivery? When could they improve? And how persuasive are they? How do they respond to what other questions you do ask?
My name is Shalom, and I'm going to be a judge for one of the cases, the Class A students. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm looking forward to hearing what the students have done and all the hard work they've prepared. I'm excited about this. Usually on the other side, I've never been a judge before, so it's actually good to switch roles.
I find that even though I was teaching the pupils constitutional law, I actually learned a lot from them. I found their dedication and commitment to the program very inspiring. I think that they are definitely young people who have a lot of potential and who will be the leaders tomorrow.
You may begin, Council.
We are going to be representing the applicant, Mrs. Lungiso Anderson. Our main point is going to be focusing on Section 29, Subsection 2, where we prove that to satisfy our client's needs is in fact reasonable and practical.
Would you be okay that if you wanted to study something was really important to you, that you were told, I'm sorry, we've got someone who speaks Kola who's willing to teach you, no extra expense, but we don't want to do it so you can actually go to another school.
We feel that the court should find the Force High School as an English medium school, and they should be awarded the opportunity to receive resources from the government in order to offer additional English classes to non-English speakers.
Ngoba abantwana ngabo abantu abazali bethu bajwayele ukuthi futhi ke ngoku njengobona bebala ngesondo abazazi zikhona abanesondo nexakubaleka ngesondo ngoba basebantu bane-STI bafuna bamithe bamithile asozuba uphendela esikolweni bangumuntu ofunekanga ujongane nento ezinto.
There is no evidence in our case in any way that the teacher that the council did not consult Anna before we go into the police. And I would like to say again that because of Section 36 and the state does treat any case by the child 28 by Section 28(2), we are all, but we treat each case like that.
Why the government made a law that says children from 12 to 16 must not have sex? Why there's this right that says in Section 12, number 2, everyone has the right to body and psychology intervention. integrity. That means you have the right to do whatever you want with your body because it's your body.
I really enjoyed, the experience of judging, these kids. We had 3 groups who were like really, really, really good. I mean, we weren't expecting much, from high school kids. However, they showed understanding, of the law, understanding of the facts, and how to apply the facts, the law into the facts, basically. And I mean, we had some good future advocates there.
It was a pretty awesome experience for all of the facilitators. You see a few bright gems among the kids, and that's awesome. It's pretty inspirational with confidence for the future. And these kids aren't even from the best schools in the Cape or the country, so if you can find such talent here, there's a lot of talent out there.
And the best thing is that these kids are committed to improving their situation and the countries.
Well, congratulations on behalf of all the classy facilitators and myself. We want to congratulate you for making it to this point, the final ceremony in ConCamp. So,
I think that one of the interesting things for me is the way that ordinary members of civil society can learn to use the law to protect people's rights, especially now that we have a constitution which enshrines those rights. And if I think back to the time when I arrived in South Africa in 1961, I should say I'm not a founding member of the Black Sash because it was already founded. It was started in 1955 because of the Separate Representation of Voters Act, but particularly, and that's important from your point of view, because of the threat to the Constitution.
Well, we know you had a variety of experiences, and we wanted to emphasize to you that this was your first taste of what it means to do a mood problem and to practice the art of persuasive speaking. We see this as a learning process, and you've grown a lot this week already. We've seen that, and we hope that you'll continue to grow and learn with your experiences with Classy. What you're going to hear now is the argument that was made by the applicants in the language rights case. Take it away.
I'm Larissa Kambram, and I'm representing the applicant in the case of Lunga Bus de Bus High School. I will discuss the educational rights in the Constitution, and my co-counsel will discuss the language policy and cultural rights of my client.
In the education policy of 1997, it states that the government must stipulate how a school will promote multilingualism through using more than one language of learning and teaching, and or by offering additional languages as fully fledged subjects, and or by applying special immersion or language maintenance programs. And this clearly is not being done here.
On behalf of the LO students here, we are very thankful to be here. This was a great experience for us. We can't put to words how much we appreciate this what you did for us.
This whole week has actually made me reconsider what I want to become, because I think law studies is amazing.